I give God thanks that today we have turned 28. Yes, they're giving us the reasons to celebrate, and truly, there is great reason to celebrate as a people and as a state. I thank God that today we are much, much more united than we used to be. And we have all reason to give God thanks. And we thank God for His mercies. But I must continue to appreciate all who have continued to work along with us to ensure that we are able to unite our people. Today, people are beginning to get proud to call themselves Deltans. And we are no longer emphasizing the various ethnic groups in Delta State. I must thank our royal fathers for the roles they have played. Because when I watch them in every event, you can see that the unity actually has truly started from them. And I must appreciate them as we pray that they continue to work hard to keep our people together and our communities together. And I thank all those who are also working in government who have continued to show love for ourselves. And that has also helped us to stay together. But it is the grace of God that has really knit us together as a people. And therefore I must use this opportunity to thank all our fathers in the Lord for the prayers they have continued to make on behalf of the state. And I believe that God has continued to work a lot of miracles in our state. We thank Him for His mercies. I must at this opportunity also appreciate our youths who have given us reason to smile because they have made the state much, much more governable than it used to be in the past. I want to appreciate them for their presence and to thank our women for their prayers, because we know that the prayers of our women, God hears a lot of the voices of our women are out there crying on behalf of this state. And I urge them to continue to pray for their states. On our part, we realize that there is the need to be equitable and fair in all that we do. And that will help to unite our people even the more. We want to reassure Deltans on behalf of His Excellency Deputy Governor and myself and other top government functionaries that will continue to work hard to ensure that we stay equitable in all that we do, and that we try within the limits of the power that is available in us to ensure that there is fairness and that there is equity as we continue to work together to move this state forward. Just as we started, this song came from the choir, tomorrow will be greater than today. It's the prayer of every family, it's the prayer of a state, because a state, we are one family in this state. And this will only be possible when we show love amongst ourselves. We must continue to realize that we are one. We must show love for our state. And in demonstrating that love, you'll find that we're helping to truly build a stronger Delta. A stronger Delta is not about Dr. Okowa. It's not about Dikin Otwaro. It's about all of us and what we are willing to contribute to building that stronger Delta. And I believe that there is a need for us to show a lot of love for ourselves and to have the spirit to forgive ourselves when we err. Realizing that God forgives us when we err against Him. There's a need to realize that in partnership we can strive better. In partnership we can truly do much more than we're able to do even now. And that partnership means everybody should be ready to contribute his or her own quota no matter how little that it is. And I believe that if all of us willingly agree in ourselves that we need to build a better state, we can truly make a difference in this state. My worry about Nigeria, my worry even about Delta State, is that unfortunately, the family unit, we cannot truly say that of a truth we are truly building family units anymore. The family appears to be today what it ought not to be. The young ones don't listen to the elders. The elders are too busy. The fathers, the mothers, and even the senior ones at home, we are getting too busy pursuing too many things that we do not even realize that without that family that is knit together, all that we struggle for will come to a waste at the end of the day. It's a huge problem. And I believe that nationally, we need to begin to talk about this. And in our state, Delta, we need to begin to talk about this. Do our children obey the parents anymore? Do the parents even care about the attitude of their children? Are they actually inculcating that which they ought to know early enough so that as they grow, they will not depart from it? My Bible tells me in Ephesians 6 here, children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Not only being obedient to our leaders in the church, but being obedient to your parents. And when we were growing up, every senior person was like a parent to every child. But nowadays, nobody thinks in that manner. And unfortunately, it's eating very deep into the society that we do not know the kind of tomorrow we are creating by destroying the family. And I believe that fathers also have a role to play. Going verse 4 of the same chapter 6 of Ephesians, it says, and ye fathers, provoke not your children to wrath, but bring them up in the nurture and admonition of the Lord. Unfortunately, that is not taking place. The home is no longer united. Leave the children, and if you leave them to grow in the way they want to grow, eventually as they grow older, you would have lost control and will not be able to do anything. So there's a lot of work for us to do. And I believe that Deltans should rise up to this so that we do not join all other states to destroy the future of the family. Because once the family is destroyed, the state itself is destroyed. And may that not be our portion in the name of Jesus. For those of us in government, I want to plead with us that there is a need to truly serve our people and to serve faithfully. I have seen a lot in governance, and I know that every day we will continue to see things. Yes, the first tenure, by the special grace of God, we've gone through it. In this second tenure, we know that all manner of things will begin to take place. But please let us first realize that we need to serve our people faithfully before the politics does start. In verse 5 of the same Ephesians 6, it says servants. Serve, I'm not talking about your house. When you serve, wherever you find yourself, even myself, where I find myself, I am a servant to the people. Just as each and every one of us is also a servant to the people. Servants, be obedient to them that are your masters, according to the flesh, with fear and trembling, and in singleness of your heart, as unto Christ. Not with eye service as men pleasers, but as the servants of Christ, doing the will of God from the heart. There are lots of people, when they see you, they pretend to do the right things. But as you turn back, they are doing something else. Please, if you want to serve, serve genuinely, not to please me, but to please God. Serve not to please me, but to please Deltans, and be sure that you're productive in whatever you do. And once you go in that way, you'll find that you will not make mistakes, because God's grace will come upon you. It is when you want to please me that you see me as governor coming, you want to do something else. Some will be saying something right now, and somebody that knows the governor is coming around, he just turns all around 360 degrees and he's saying something else. Don't serve to please me. I'm just a human being. Search your conscience. Serve to please the Lord, your God who created you. Serve to please the people, and you will not go wrong. And the governor will not even find any fault in you when you're serving to please the Lord your God and serving to please the people. It is very important. And I thought that I needed to draw attention to this, because a few things are already beginning to happen because we are not patient. But we know that many more things will happen even as we go into the future. But remember, you are called to serve the state. And for those of us that find ourselves in position of authority, yes, masters in quotes, because I don't believe that anyone is truly a master. I'm not a master. It says, and ye masters, do the same things unto them, forbearing, threatening, knowing that your master also is in heaven. That is in verse 9. So whatever I'm going to do to somebody else, whatever a deputy governor is going to do to somebody else, or whatever position you occupy, be mindful of the fact that there is also a master in heaven. And that will help to caution you and to make you do the right things. If we all act in the way to the best of our ability, trusting in the grace of God, I'm sure that we can leave this state much better than we met it. And I believe that it is a time for restoration. God will continue to restore to us the years that we have lost through battles, through crisis situation. And together we can agree that we need to build a better and a stronger Delta State. And it shall come to be, because in pleasing the Lord, in serving God, in giving thanks to Him, in recognizing that He is the foundation of our growth, and in peace and in unity, I believe that there is a lot that we can achieve as a state. Our Father in the Lord, we thank you for the issues that you raised. You talked about the issue of industrialization. We'll continue to do our best. But I believe that if we continue to strengthen our youths, and that our youth get more serious with their work, even the empowerment through these micro industries, they can eventually begin to grow to become small-scale industries and scale up to medium-scale industries. The countries that have grown grew gradually through this means. If we are looking for the big industries first, yes, we pray that they will come. But truly, the environment in our country today is hampering that. So if you're looking for the big industries, yes, they will come, but they will come in trickles. There are people are not going to just continue to rush to our country to establish industries, because you must first provide the enabling environment. But I also believe that we can grow ourselves. There are many other things that we can discuss concerning the economy of a nation if it must grow. But this is not the forum for that. But I believe that we are trying to create the enabling environment. One is that we need a peaceful state. We need to look into the issues of energy, the power supply. We need to look at the financial system. Is it encouraging industries to truly thrive? There are too many questions to ask. There are too many answers for us to get. But I believe that it is possible to gradually grow. And I hope that God will continue to help us. But we're working hard to ensure that we grow industrial parks. The reason is that we want to be able to create a favorable environment that would attract people to come in. We're still working hard, and I pray, from what I'm told by the GMD of NNPC, that the gas revolution industrial park is still on course, and we hope to drive that process. We pray that that project will come to fruition, because it is something that will definitely upscale the level of employment and improve the economy of the state. We are working hard to get the Kwale Industrial Park, which is also gas related, to take off. We have gotten advisors, technical advisors, to do a lot of job, and we hope that these things, they take time, but we hope that we'll be able to take off in a short while. It's not about government building industries, because that is no longer the trend in the world. We're creating the enabling environment for industries to come in, to grow in the state, and we'll do the best that we can. The issue of pensioners have always continued to come to the fore. We are doing the best that we can, and among the states of the Federation, I think we're committing a lot of our resources to that. Many people may not know, the issue of the contributory pension started, and many states, if not all the states, did not have a clear understanding about that. And I always say to people, I believe it is the best for this nation, but we did not understand it fully from the beginning. And that was why many states, including our state, ran into the difficulty that they ran into, because they did not have a clearer understanding. Contributory pension scheme means, what is going on? Oh, the worker is contributing a percentage. The state is also contributing a percentage. But we entered at a time, and workers were enlisted as in such a manner, without a clear understanding of the whole thing, that when a worker who has worked for 25 years is enlisted in the scheme, that state is already indebted for 25 years. The initial work put in, you must pay, and you must contribute that money into that scheme, because that's what they call the payment for the past services. So many states rushed in, and now it's becoming a great difficulty for the states to go. Out of about 23 states that started initially, only 8 states are in contributory pension scheme as of today, faithfully. The rest are already backing out. Some did not accept to go in at all. But is it right? I don't think it's right, because the challenge is still there in the future for those states. They are just shifting it on to another government. We have continued to hold strongly to it. It's very tough. As of today, as a government, we spend every month a minimum of 1.3 billion naira on pensions. But we are still very far because of the huge backlog of debts. We've been negotiating, we've been doing all manner of things, but it has come to stay and it's hanging out there. And it's a debt we'll continue to pay, because we did not have a clear understanding, and from day one, we did not also start paying for the accrual rights of past services. So while at the end of every month, we pay a contribution of about 300 and something million, that's the state contribution for workers' pension, we still have to pay 500 million, which we have budgeted on a monthly basis for past services. That is very huge. No state is paying that, because they may not even be able to afford it. But even at that 500 million, it appears to be small. We're doing 300 million initially, we decided to increase it to 500 million monthly. But it's still a lot of huge debt, because several billions of naira, I don't want to discourage us by calling, but it's not less than what they are owed, is far in excess of 60 billion. It's something we met. We have to, you cannot even blame the past administration fully, because they did not also understand it, like many states did not understand it. So it's important that we understand this. But for those who are in the old pension scheme, we do not owe a couple. We are paying them regularly, and they are happy, and they are enjoying their salary. We even went on to increase the pension by 33 I think it's 3.5%, which many states did not do, but we did it. So for us, we do not want to praise ourselves, but we are stretching ourselves to the limits on all sides. And I believe that the head of service and the rest, and even the workers here, know the truth. We're doing the best. The current 500 was an appeal that the workers, the pensioners made for the past services for us to be doing 500 million monthly. They didn't think we'd be able to do it, but we're doing it, but it's tough. It's tough for us as a state when we spend that kind of money on pensions. It's really very tough. For the local government councils, it's even tougher. Because our local government councils, apart from paying salaries now, they don't do anything else. Because there's no money to do anything else. They are even struggling to pay that money because we have to augment their salaries for them to be able to pay salaries. At the current moment, I think they are doing about 300 million on pensions. But it's a lot for them. So when people don't understand how government is working, they are quick to criticize. But the thing is, have they actually found out what's going on in this nation, what's going on in other states? They have not. And I keep on saying, the salary structure in Delta State is not the same with other states. If we are in the same salary structure with other states, the local government councils will be very happy people because they will pay with ease. The state will be paying with ease. But that is not the situation. But we are not going to come here as a government and say, let's revert back to what other states are paying. It's difficult. But the workers know that they are not on the same salary scale with other states. We have gone around, we have tried to find out. As of today, the only state that even appears to be paying about the same thing with us is Lagos State, which is a very rich state. They are lucky people. They sit there in Lagos and they get all their monies. Because even the oil companies that are here pay more tax to them than to us in Delta State. Not just Delta State alone, because all their big guys are in Lagos. And that is the situation. So there are issues and we'll continue to do the best that we can. We've taken your request about pilgrimage. We'll continue to do the best that we can. I don't play politics with pilgrimage, but we'll do the best that we can. In the north, they may be playing politics with their pilgrimage, but I will not play politics with pilgrimage. Because it's about the soul, it's about ourselves. And we'll do the best that we can and hope that the much that we are able to help to go, that they will actually go there to strengthen themselves spiritually. So we don't get back to some of the old days when people are going out there to Israel to do more of shopping and other things than going to attend to the issues of Christ. I thank all of us today for coming. Continue to pray for our dear states, because we know that with our prayers, with the partnership from all, we will definitely be a more stronger state going forward. And whatever foundation we're able to build, by God's grace, those who will come after us will even build upon that foundation. And as we continue, we will definitely end up being a state that grows amongst all other states. Head of service, sorry, you've been on leave. You know, there are some people in this choir, they're a very beautiful choir. And I'm told that they come here every morning, they sing for us, and we're happy. But many of them are actually not in the employment of the state government. I think about 14 of them. I'll send that paper to your office. Please, quickly. To encourage them, please work with the Civil Service Commission and ensure that those 14 people are engaged as quickly as possible. So I want to thank all spiritual leaders for all that you've been doing for us. I want to appreciate your Royal Majesties. I want to appreciate members of the National Assembly. And I want to thank Mr. Speaker and his members of the House for coming here in full. I'm really very excited to see a lot of them here. And our local government council chairman, I thank you all. For His Excellency Deputy Governor and members of the executive arm, they have no choice, you have to be here. But for all others that have come to worship with us in the chapel today, I'm sure that you see that we have a very vibrant choir. And I hope that you, every morning, Monday to Friday, we are here. We praise God. It's just for 30 minutes. Wherever you are, please join us. I know that there is a chapel in the House of Assembly. I'm not asking you not to go to that one, but you can also join us here. And then after you go there, the Lord will continue to hear our prayers as a people and as a state. But please do not forget to pray for our dear state and for our nation, Nigeria. It is well with this country. We are going through trying moments, but it is well. There are lessons to be learned. There are attitudes to be changed. But the real truth is that after the tough times, it shall be well. God bless this nation.